Good day, traders. Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. Daily FX levels for the British pound crosses. Wednesday, May 13th. Looking at our calendar, up next in just less than 20 minutes, we have the prelim GDP for the British pound. And tomorrow morning, U.S. time, 9 a.m., Federal Chair Powell speaks. And then early this evening, tomorrow morning, New York time, 4:10 p.m. on Thursday, Reserve Bank of New Zealand Governor Orr speaks. First up, we're looking at our pound Australian. Yesterday, we had a big move down. We had a 100 pip push up, and then the market from the Asia Open descended slowly throughout the entire session to trend down and remain below the 1.9000 level. And again, we've seen that market push up to that level this morning before coming off. We do have possible targets around the 88.50 level and further down at 87.65. When we look at our 4-hour, we see that the market again broke out Monday, Tuesday, pulled back yesterday, falling quite a ways, I believe 200 pips, and then pulling back 3 pushes into the numbers before consolidating. When we look at our 15-minute chart, we can see that this morning the market opened up down low, pushed up into that 89.75 level, which was the low of the London session, and then of course the high of the US session. 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes. This was the New Zealand announcement. The market has failed to break through that level and has since come back and fallen below the 89.50 level. Now we may see the Europe window open up and stop hunt low before pulling back and pushing into the 89.50 for a continuation of that move down. If this market was to move above 89.50 and get above 89.75, we could see a retest of that high from this morning's announcement, and as well as a test of the double zeros. Currently though, if we see a stop hunt low and pull back to the 89.50, we could see that market continue to move. We have had 3 pushes into that level, so this market could fall and proceed to continue to test yesterday's lows. We'll see how that first hour of Europe handles the price levels. Next up is our pound Canadian, and again we have that consolidation still around the 72.50 level. We have pins forming on all these candles. They're dojis. If this market does continue to fall, there's room for that to fall possibly right through to the lower level of that 250 pip box. Again, we saw that market drop down last week before consolidating around the 72.50 level. It is showing a certain degree of weakness, and again there are stops at the low of the week around that 7,200 level. If it was to break through that level, hitting stops, it may have enough space to fall fairly easily down to that 7,000 level. When we look at our 15-minute chart, we can see that the market was pushing up into that 72.50 level, which is a major round number. And again, dropping down out of the Asia box for 1 push. We have an anchor point low. We could see 2 push, 3 pushes into the British Open or the London Open for a retest of that anchor point low and possibly a retest of yesterday's low. If this market was to break through the highs, we could see it pull back and continue to move and test the 7,300 level. Currently though, we are seeing some weakness. It's dropped down out of the box. We have an anchor point low with 1 push. And again, how we handle that first hour of Europe will give us an indication if we're going to struggle around this 72.50 level for a retest of the anchor point low and yesterday's lows. Next up is our pound Swiss. Again, looking at our daily, that market fell strongly yesterday. Bit of an engulfment Friday, Monday, for dropping down heavily from the 2,000 level. We do have stops below last month's lows at the 1868 level. We could see a retest of that probably fairly easily today. This market on the 4-hour has fallen through very strongly yesterday before going 1, 2, 3 into this bottom consolidation. Again, we have stops below the 1868 level. This was a fairly strong move down with a 1, 2, 3 pullback inside of one bar. When we look at our 15-minute chart, we can see that the market formed an anchor point on the Asian Open for one push, two pushes. We could see a stop on down and then a third push into that 1.1900 level for a retest of the day's lows and possibly a continuation of that move down. It was a fairly strong move down yesterday in the US session to consolidate around that 000 level. We've dropped below the double zeros and we're currently pushing into them. So again, how that first hour of Europe goes, we could see a London retest of the day's lows as well as the swing lows. Next up is our pound yen. Again, that pound yen, 1, 2, 3 up to the numbers at 32.50, major round number on our daily quarterly levels before dropping down yesterday. Currently sitting in at a bit of a small consolidation, but we could easily test the lows of the month. We're inside of that peak of that low candle. When we look at our 4-hour, we can see again that market went 1, 2, 3 before falling heavily yesterday off the 32.50 level. And we're seeing that 1, 2, 3 pattern again for a possible retest of the low this morning and last night, and possibly even a retest of last week's lows around 30.60. Looking at our 15-minute chart, again, we can see the market fell, extended the range in the U.S. session, continued to drop before pulling back into that 32.50 level, dropping down, and in the pre-market, moving up in the open of Asia, pushing 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes before falling off again below 31.50, and then a second push up. And again, how this first hour goes, we could have a retest of the swing low for a third and final push, possibly again retesting the lows of the day in that London Open or breaking through to continue and retest the 31.80 level back into the US session range. Currently below major round numbers and sideways at 50. And lastly, our British pound. Again, we saw that engulfment yesterday. That market pinned up into the engulfment before dropping down to the 22.50 level. We have stops below the swing lows at that level from last week. It's currently consolidated just above the numbers, and we have stops a little bit lower down at the 21.64 level. If this market was to fall, there's not a lot to stop that from falling further. Again, not even a wick until we see the 1975 area. So again, depending on how this market handles the Europe-London Open, we'll have to watch that. On our 4-hour chart, we can see that there is a reversal engulfment, 1, 2 down, and then a 1, 2, 3 again into consolidation. So again, we could see a retest of the lows at 22.50 and possibly even a retest of the lows from back in April. When we go to our 15-minute chart, we can see again similar. The market extended the US range before falling into the close, and then 1 push, 2 push, and falling through the low of the day, and then coming back in the Asia Open for 1 push, 2 pushes, and again as we watch the Europe Open, we'll have to watch if this market drops down for a third and final push and possibly retesting the lows of the day, or if we stop on high and extend that range and continue to push for new highs. Currently, though, this market is below the 2300 area, and we're above the round numbers at 22.50. But again, how that market handles the next hour will determine if we're going to see anything move further down through those lows. Again, we have the British preliminary GDP coming up in about 5 minutes. And in closing, just a quote from Joe Rogan: "The universe rewards calculated risk and passion." Be disciplined traders. The trading journey can be riddled with a lot of pitfalls and challenges. Focus on the process. Keep getting better every day. Keep it really simple. Master the basics. Have a great trading day, and may the markets go with you.
Hi traders, it's Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at staceyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High-Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.